Brand disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by individuals on this platform, the callers plus invited guests, are their own. The information you hear does not reflect the overall views of all parties associated with this brand. We encourage everyone to research all things heard live or via archive for edification purposes. Discretion is advised.
Don't touch that dial. You're now listening to Debate Talk Free Radio.
Help keep the show on the air. If you want to help, you can send your donation through PayPal. The email is debatetalkforyou@gmail.com or through Cash App, $Sal Showtime. Thanks for your support.
Peace, peace, peace. What it is, it's Brother Tyvon Sueno, aka the Orthodox Moor. He was my good brother Kentron.
How's it going? Peace.
Yes, sir. As y'all can see by the title, we're gonna have a debate talk for you discussion tonight on: is Islam only for Ishmael, and do Muslims need the Bible? I wanted to have this talk with my good brother Kentron because I know he's an Islamic Israelite or a Muslim Israelite.
Yep. Muslim Israelite.
I've had the pleasure of crossing his paths a little while ago in the Television Debate League. I saw him debate Brother Kansu there. And then I also saw him have a sit-down conversation or calling conversation with Brother Ronald Dalton Jr. whatnot. I'm trying to talk about the same things we're going to talk about tonight. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to let the brother introduce himself, tell you a little bit about how he found his way to his current position in life, and then just get into a good, interesting discussion on the topic. So without further ado, Brother Kentron, please go in.
All right. Let's see. Where do I start? Yeah, I'm a Muslim Israelite. I'm over an organization called the Islamic House of Israel. You can go to Islamic House of Israel and check it out, IslamicHouseofIsrael.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube. Let me get that out of the way. Well,
and those are all below, by the way, family.
Oh, you already got it? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, I didn't necessarily ask to be in this position. I do believe that our organization is divinely guided and put here for a reason, to bring clarity and bring peace among the brethren, the Hebrew Israelites and the Muslims. We believe that we should come together to bring back this covenant so we can rule the earth again. You got any questions, Orthodox? Give me a question. What do you want to know?
So how did you come to this concept of being a Muslim Israelite? Because that's going to sound a bit strange for a lot of people when they first hear that, like a Muslim Israelite. I've heard of a Hebrew Israelite. I've heard of a Black Hebrew Israelite. I've never heard of a Muslim Israelite. How did you come to that concept?
Okay.
Like, first of all, how did you come to the concept of being did you become a Muslim first, or did you recognize you were an Israelite first? How did that work out?
Gotcha. Okay, so going back, I was in high school.
Okay.
And I used to teach in high school, and one day, I know this is I'm just gonna let it go. All right. One day I was can I be heard? Okay. I was visited by a being. The being did not have wings or anything like that. It was basically like a being that's like connected to nature, like kind of like wind that's connected to the like atmosphere. And it was like a process. The first time it was like a presence in my room, and it happened like in April. I'm not gonna tell you that part, but I'll tell you the other part. And the Ruach, everybody heard of the Holy Ruach, the Spirit, the Ruach. Basically, the being put the Ruach inside my brain, and then I began to read the Torah first, for the Torah only people, and then I scriptures, and I became obsessed with Quran, and I became obsessed with reading that. And I just, constantly, like, it was telling me, hey, go to that verse, go to this verse, giving me questions, and I was constantly reading and just obsessed with information over and over and over. And I cross-referenced the Quran and the Torah and the earlier scriptures and found out that it's basically the same thing, basically saying the same thing. Now, when I say Islam, I'm not talking about Sunni Islam. I'm not talking about in Mecca kissing a stone. Because I know a lot of Hebrews are going to say, oh, you kiss a stone and all that and find Muhammad. No. This is totally different. I believe the Quran, the Quran, when it talks about the desert Arabs, it says the desert Arabs are most fitting to be in error. And they are the worst in hypocrisy and disbelief. Therefore, the world is following their version of Islam. So if the Quran says that they are worse in hypocrisy, and we're following their version, then we're going to be hypocrites. We're going to be the worst hypocrites. We're going to be ignorant. That's why when the Hebrews come against Sunni Muslims, they destroy them. They totally destroy them because they're ignorant and they're in hypocrisy and they follow the desert Arabs. But when you come against you come up against a Muslim Israelite like myself, you won't win.
So again, how did you come across Islam?
We don't believe in hadiths.
Oh, my fault. I think you're cutting out a little bit. My fault.
Go ahead.
You good, bro? You good, bro? Go ahead. You were cutting out a little bit. Go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. We only believe in the scriptures that came down from the Creator. Okay, meaning an angel has to bring the inspiration down, one, or the Creator himself has to speak like he spoke to Moses, or through a ruach or a spirit or something like that. We don't believe in man-made Talmud, hadiths, and I'm sorry, Paul, all right? That's man-made, that's letters made by Paul, man-made. Well, there's truth in it, but we're not obligated. We don't have to die for it. All right. What you saying?
So, a question someone's going to have right off the top is, so if you're talking about being a Muslim Israelite,
Yes.
What's your concept of the covenants? Are you saying that Ishmael got the covenant? Because that's what I keep hearing from all these Muslims and whatnot, is that the covenant was taken away from Israel because Israel is wicked and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know how it goes.
Let's do this. What does the Quran say? Did the Quran say that Ishmael has the covenant and it was taken away from Israel? Did the Quran say that?
No. The Quran says in multiple places, "O Israel, remember your covenant that I chose you above all the world."
Right. So I want to ask the Hebrew Israelites, what did the Quran say? The Quran didn't say nobody took your covenant. They're being paranoid. Nobody took your covenant. All right.
So is that something that comes out of the Quran or something that comes out of the Hadith?
I think they just made it up. I don't know that much. I think they made it up. I don't know where they get it from. I think they're scared. No. I think that the Arabs are trying to take it when there's no basis for taking it. The Quran doesn't say that. And a lot of Hebrews, a lot of Hebrew Israelites, they used to be Muslims. They used to believe. A lot of them used to believe. That's why they know the Quran. But they rejected. They rejected it, and now they're stuck. The Quran talks about it. I think it's in chapter 2. They used to be Muslims, and they used to believe, but they saw the black stone and they got shook. They didn't wait on the information. They didn't wait and pray to the Creator to get clarification, and they disbelieved. So now they got their heart is hardened. That's what's going on with the Hebrew Israelites, and they're stuck. All right. You can go to the Quran, and it tells you about the hypocrites. Go to the Quran, chapter 2, and it tells you exactly the position these Hebrew Israelites are in. They have a hard heart. Not all of them, but and they're stuck. They're stuck. They have a seal on their heart. A lot of them.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because there's a lot of Israelite brothers I know who said that they did used to be Muslims, and that when they found out they were Israelites by reading the Quran.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
No, you good?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, you straight. Yeah, so like there's a lot of brothers I know who are Israelites. They tell me that they used to be Muslims or whatnot.
Yeah,
they used to be jail or etc. or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they got the Quran and whatnot, and they were like, man, like I found that I was an Israelite when I was reading the Quran.
Right. They used to believe, but that's what it says. It says in the Quran. I wish I could bring it up. They used to believe, they rejected faith, and now
what verse you want? What verse you want? I'll bring it up.
What is it, Bakra? I think it's at the beginning when it talks about the hypocrites. Like 5, 6, 7, something like that.
All right, quick. Let me find it for you.
So they're in a limbo. That's why they're so like angry. They're in like a limbo. Most High like put a seal on their heart. So they really want to believe, but they can't. They're stuck. That's why they're so mean.
Hold on, right quick. I think that's in
that's deep, man.
Surah 2, ayat 7, I think.
Yeah. Am I lagging, y'all?
Just a little bit, but it's okay. If it gets bad, I'll have you turn off your camera and see if that calms down the bandwidth a little bit.
All right, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to put a cord in.
You all right for right now?
All right. That's good. Okay, I'll put a cord in if it work better. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what's up. Are you on your phone or your laptop? Or
on laptop.
That's what's up.
I put a Ethernet cord. Yeah. If you can pull up that verse, pull it up. It talks about the hypocrites. Well, anywhere when it talks about the hypocrites, it's going to talk about their heart, how they believe or disbelieve. Let's see if we can find it. Oh man, you look like me, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it says, Surah 2, ayat 7, Allah has set a seal upon their hearts and upon their hearing, and over their vision is a veil, and for them is a great punishment.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Go to the next one. It'll tell you what happened. Why they. Let's see. I'm about to pull
and the people are some who say, we believe in Allah in the last day, but they are not believers.
Keep going. Let me see. I have to find it.
All right, let me go to a different.
Yeah, let me go to this English. Give me 1 second. I'm finna look at something on. Yeah. I'm still here now.
You straight? So this way I can go verse by verse right quick. And so I was just in verse 7 to 6. Indeed, those who disbelieve, it is all the same for them, whether you warn them or do not warn them, they will not believe. Allah has set a seal upon their hearts and upon their hearing, and over their vision is a veil, and for them is a great punishment. And of the people are some who say, we believe in Allah on the last day, but they are not believers. They think to deceive Allah on those who believe, but they deceive not except themselves and perceive it not.
Yeah, now let's go back.
This goes to exactly what you were saying about their hearts. In their hearts is a disease. So Allah has increased their disease, and for them is a painful punishment because they habitually used to lie.
Right. And every time you mention the Quran or read it, they're going to get angry. It increases them in their anger.
Facts.
Because they're stuck. They have a seal on their hearts. They're stuck. So it's the only thing you can do is really like pray for them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But there is another verse. There is another verse about saying that they believed, and then they disbelieved. It is another verse about that. I have to find it. But you know, that's good enough.
Right. Oh no, there's plenty of verses about that too. Where like when they've believed and when they've disbelieved and believed and disbelieved again, etc. And then added to their disbelief. That's what it talks about. Like so, I actually just did a lesson on this a little while ago to where I was actually showing people that there's no apostate verses or anti-apostate verses in the Quran and whatnot, because the Quran actually talks about people who leave the faith, come back to it, leave it, then come back to it again, then leave it, and then add to their disbelief. So you can't leave the faith and come back to it and have been killed because you because you left the faith. It's not possible.
Right. And when we say the faith, we're talking about a personal relationship with the Creator. You know what I'm saying?
So you asked me a great question. Hold on, real quick, because as we're going to this term Islam, people might get lost. We had an earlier conversation where you asked me a great question. So if someone asks you if Islam is only for Ishmael, or how do you address that? What is Islam?
Okay, perfect. All right. First of all, when you send a letter out, when a person sends a letter out, the person that's sending the letter out is going to be the person that puts the stamp on it, right?
9 times out of 10, yeah.
Right. So we got to go to the Quran and see who is the letter sent to. Did it ever say in the Quran that the Quran is sent to Ishmael? No. Can you pull up? Can I pull it up? Yeah. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, it's probably easier for me to share mine, but yeah, you can share yours.
Okay, you share yours. All right. So basically, if you go to the Quran chapter 2, it'll tell you it was sent for guidance for the believers.
What ayah you want me to go to?
Let me see exactly. Hold on. Exactly. I got it right here. Go to ayat 2.
Surah 2, ayat 2?
Yeah. All 2, right. 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. Surah 2, ayat 2, 3, and 4.
It tells you exactly who the book was sent to and who was it for. All right, you got it?
Yep, this is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah.
Pause it. It's a guidance for those who. Did it say it's a guidance for Ishmael only?
No.
Keep going.
Who believe in the unseen, establish prayer, and spend out of what we have provided for them.
Ishmael? Ishmael only? No. Keep going.
And who believe in what has been revealed to you.
That's the Quran.
And what was revealed before you.
Ooh, wow.
And of the hereafter they are certain.
So now we know the book was sent to the people like us that keep up regular prayer, do charity, believers, people that believe in the previous scriptures and accept Muhammad. So is that Ishmael? Is that only Ishmael?
Nope.
No. And in the other verses it says it was sent down to mankind. And even in the Bible, the Most High said his name is going to be great among the heathens, among the Gentiles, and the Gentiles will bow down to him. That's in Ezekiel 38:23, all nations, Psalm 72:17, all nations. It talks about nations coming to bring offerings. That's going to happen. What else? Revelation 15:4, all nations are going to bow down to him, and they're going to worship him.
So a question that's going to arise is like, okay, if I got the Bible, and I'm an Israelite, what do I need the Quran for?
All right. If you're an Israelite, what do you need the Quran for? What type of Israelite are we talking about?
Any kind of Israelite.
Messianic.
Okay, let's start with like a One West Hebrew Israelite kind of cat. You know what I'm saying? The camp Israelite.
All right, camp Israelite, they worshiping Jesus, right? Boom, there you go. It clarifies everything with Jesus. They worship Jesus. It takes away the idolatry. They're in idolatry. That's why
break that down. How so? Break that down.
Because they're associating partners with the Creator, saying the Creator has a biological son, and you're not supposed to do that. Also, the Quran, it says it heals the heart. That's why they run around mad and screaming and stuff, and it will give them etiquette. You see how we have etiquette? We're not cussing each other out. It heals the heart. And if the Lord sent it down, who dares not believe in it?
Well, they might say, well, Well, the Most High dealt with Israel and has not done so with any other nation, brother. In terms of giving them their law, statutes, and commandments and whatnot. So,
Well, the Quran, all right. Well, the Quran, in the Quran, it says that
mhm.
Judah says that Allah's hands are tied. That he only could do. I'm just paraphrasing it. He only could do what Israel tell him to do. No, his hands are not tied. He could do whatever he feel like doing when he want to do it. It's his plan, and he already said it in the scriptures that he was going to make all the nations bow down to him, and his name will be great among the heathens. He already said that. Now, would that be a righteous God that don't give the other nations a chance? I'm not talking about the covenant. I'm talking about the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, they're not going to ask you if you're an Israelite or not. I'm not talking about covenants. I'm talking about when you die and all of this stuff is over with and you have to stand before the Creator. Everybody got to stand before the Creator. That's why the Quran was revealed, because the Quran deals with the day of judgment. It's not righteous for the Most High not to warn the people about a great day like the day of judgment. Does the Torah cover the day of judgment? No, it doesn't cover it. The book of Revelation mentions it, but it doesn't cover it thoroughly. That's why the Quran had to come. And Ishmael, they're the perfect people to receive that book, because Ishmael, Keturah, the Midianites, even Esau, they all mingled together in the middle of the world. And they had trade routes so they can spread it to the whole world. It was perfect. He would have gave it to Israel, but Israel was acting the fool. We was in slavery. He would have gave it to us, but we didn't want it. We killed every prophet, not every prophet, but we tried to murder every prophet, even the Messiah that they love so much. Hebrews, you all tried to crucify him. You all love him so much, but when he was here, you treated him like a dog. He couldn't even come into neighborhoods, throwing rocks at him. And y'all love him when he gone, but when he was here, y'all treated him really, and he was doing miracles. He was doing miracles. How you gonna disbelieve in somebody that touched somebody and say walk, and they walk, and you still disbelieve? And now the white man made you believe in him. That's why you believe in Jesus, because he whooped you and made you believe in him. It's not genuine. The Muslims, we believe in Isa, peace be upon him, genuinely. You believe in him because your grandma believed in him. Yeah. So all that, nah, man, nah. No. And even his followers and stuff, they were persecuted. You can read the book of Revelations. They were persecuted. They were killed. And they rocking with him when he ain't here. If he returns, they will be the first people to be against him, because they already have a doctrine. What if he returns? He said he's coming back like a thief in the night. What if he returns and you don't know who he is? You already got a doctrine. Y'all already got the 12 tribe chart. If a man comes right now, they already got a doctrine. They will reject him. They'll be the first ones to fuss and holler. He saw this and he saw that. They'll be the first ones to do that and reject him. They're not even open-minded. You know? What that say? Oh, children of Israel, cause the mind of favor. Okay, I love it. All right, my fault. I went on a little rant.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead, bro. You good?
I'm just being real, man. They love Jesus and stuff. Come on.
See, I love the verse the homie just cited from the chat. Shout out to you.
Go ahead. Oh yeah.
Because this is what a lot of people. So the Israelites that have not read the Quran, that are in the camps, what I find with most of them is that there's still a lot of the people in the camps are like they were Christian 5 minutes ago. I say this all the time. They're Christian 5 minutes ago, and they're still washing a lot of that concept off of them. And so part of the concept of the Christian church is that Islam is the Antichrist religion, and it's the enemy, and that it's the enemy of the Bible and Christianity and Judaism and the people of the book and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like I was telling you, I've heard brothers talk about they still believe in the rapture and they're Israelites and whatnot. I'm like, yo, that's a modern Christian doctrine. Like that's that there was never any Israelite culture ever that talked about any rapture concept. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't really sit down and read the ones that read the Quran. They're like, yeah, no, the Quran's every Israelite that I've ever met that read the Quran, they're like, the Quran was dope. Like but the ones who haven't read are the ones talking stuff about it. The ones who read the snippets off of the Christian websites, those are the ones that got the issues about it. You know what I'm saying? And they don't recognize it's saying, no, O children of Israel, call to mind the favor which I bestowed upon you and fulfill your covenant with me, and I shall fulfill my covenant with you and fear none but me.
That's right.
They don't understand it's calling them back to their Sabbaths and whatnot. They don't understand it's calling back to the Torah. They don't understand it's calling back to a whole bunch of stuff.
Exactly. I want to
Shout out
tell
my sister Divine in the chat. What up, Queen?
And I want to tell oh, you good? Okay.
No, you good. My fault.
And I want the Hebrews to understand that when we're talking to the Sunnis, we're telling them, hey man, you got to keep the Torah. When we're talking to the Torah and the Bible people, we're telling them, hey, we're doing it both sides. We're masters of both books. I know when I'm talking to somebody that's Sunni, I say, hey man, let's look at the Torah. I switch it.
Yep.
So don't think that we're just Sunni sitting up here. No. We talking to the Muslims that reject the Torah. We tell them, hey, Brandon, you got to read the Torah. What's up?
Because what a lot of people don't know is that the Quran stipulates that the Torah is a statute book. It only says that there's two statute books out there, the Quran and the Torah. And it never says the Torah stopped being a statute book. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get caught up in this whole bit to where Muslims are like, well, no, the Quran says that the Bible and the Torah is corrupt. It's like, no, the Quran never makes that claim.
It never says that. Never says that.
What it says is that a party of the people attempted to do so for a profit, etc. Whatnot. It does not say that the Torah was corrupted or whatnot.
Yeah, and they switch the words with their mouths.
Exactly.
Yahuda, they play little word games.
Which is why we all go back to the Hebrew, which is why we all recognize that the translations, you know what I'm saying, is where the games got played or whatnot. Which is why we all go back to the original language or whatnot.
Exactly.
And what's cool about that, right, is if you actually go to the Quran, the prophet tells the Israelites to recite their Torah.
Yes.
If you be truthful.
Yes.
If you be truthful.
Yes. We're trying to bring about unity. And some of these Hebrew Israelite leaders and the Sunni leaders, some of them are hypocrites. And they're trying to keep you from the right path. You're supposed to have all of the books. If you don't understand it, me and Mr. Moore, we broke it down. We will teach you. It's all good. And you can sit down and let the angel teach you. That's what I call the Quran, the angel book. That's what I call it.
See, what's interesting about that, so we're going to jump into the second part of the question. Is so what can Muslims learn from the Bible? Because this is where I think a lot of people don't recognize there's a lot of work to be done and whatnot in terms of the unification you're talking about. Is one, educating Israelites, but the second point is really getting the Muslims to recognize y'all need to put some respect on this right quick.
That's right. Well, I can speak about the black Muslims.
Okay.
Black Muslims got a covenant that they don't even know about. They over there trying to be Arabs when they need to be themselves, and they have a covenant. And a lot, there's Muslims, there's black Muslims that's going through some stuff and getting them curses, and they don't know why they're getting the curses. And we're the children of Israel. They need to know we're the children of Israel. In the Book of Revelations, there's prophecies that's going to happen that they don't even know about. In the Torah, the Quran talks about 4 holy months, and we really only deal with one. But there's the month of Abib, the month of Ethanim. That's in the Old Testament. We don't know, but the Quran talks about it. But the Quran doesn't name it because the Quran already named it in the Torah. Sometimes the Quran doesn't say anything because the Torah already covered it. So it's a puzzle that they got to put together. So the black Muslims really needed a lot, and I mean they will become more knowledgeable because a lot of the black Muslims, man, the Hebrews be eating them up, man. They eat them out. Sometimes I watch YouTube and I'll be crying, man. I had to help, I made a little video to help the brother out. I don't be crying like physically, like real. You know what I mean? Inside. Like, they ain't like that. Inside, I cry. But yeah, I mean, the Hebrews eat up those Sunni black Muslims. You know, a lot of them like come out of jail and they don't know, they don't study very well, and they need to study the Torah, give them background knowledge of who Ishmael or who Abraham was, and give them the lineage. Yeah, the give them a lot of knowledge. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I like to tell people is like, so mostly when they see Islam, they're seeing Islam through the lens of the Hadith, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And so what I try to tell them is like, you need to look at Islam through the lens of the Torah. You know what I'm saying? Like, use that as a set of glasses to look at the Quran through, because I've been with a lot of Muslims in the UK who are of different concepts, like the Sunnis, the Shias, the Sufis, etc., whatnot. And a good Sunni Sufi brother told me that after talking to me for a long time, that we were comparing like Arabic and Hebrew and other kind of things like that. And I was showing him different things in the Quran that lined up with the Torah, etc., whatnot. And he stopped and he was like, "Wow." He was like, "It finally, something's making sense to me." It's like, you having read the Bible your whole life, he's like, you actually have a better frame of reference for understanding the Quran than I do. Exactly. He's like, because I go through the lens of the Hadith, and you actually go through the lens of the previous prophets. And I was like, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. We do not follow the pale Arab version because the Quran already warned us about them. No, we do not follow that. We already, Muhammad, peace was not a pale Arab. He was not a pale Arab. He was an Arab, but he wasn't a pale Arab. He wasn't a desert Arab. He was not. He was guided. He was not of the ignorant. So we do not follow that version.
Right. And so something I try to tell people, like, so one thing I do is I definitely go at Muslims when I have them like backtracking on a lot of things they talk about concerning the Bible and the Torah and whatnot. For instance, I'll ask them like, so are you aware that Elohim is in the Quran? And they'll be like, what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll go to Surah 39, ayat 46, and where it talks about Allahumma created the heavens and the earth and whatnot. And they try to say, well, oh, that means like, oh Allah. I was like, no. You say Ya Allah for oh Allah, not Allahumma. And they're two completely different words. And then I'll go to their scholars and show them where their scholars, they'd be like, no, that word, they get it from either Katani or from Sabian or Hebrew. And it means Elohim and whatnot, right? But I showed them where 39:46. And let me show this for the people right quick.
Go ahead.
So Surah 39, ayat 46. I'm going to go to my other joint right quick. It literally is a mimicking of Genesis 1:1. It's almost verbatim the same thing.
Go ahead.
Hold on right quick, family. My apologies. I'm a little bit slow on the draw right now.
Oh, you good, man.
Yeah, I think it's 39:46 off the top of my head. Yeah, that's the one. Hold on. So it says, here we go. Say, O Allah, creator of the heavens and the earth, knower of the unseen and the witnessed, you will judge between your servants concerning that which they used to differ. And so when it says, O Allah there, let me go to the word by word.
Yeah, I use that same thing, man.
Yeah, it has this term, Allahumma. And you can even hear it, and when you look at it, you see what it is, because it's a proper noun, right?
Right.
Allahumma, it sounds like Elohim, right? But it literally has the same concept. So this is like, for instance, when you hear the concept "we" in the Quran spoken of all over, you hear Muslims like they go, "Oh, that's the royal way. That's the royal way." Like,
no.
Like when you understand, like for instance, like the Shema, like Hero Israel, the Lord thy God is one Lord, right, or one God, right? But you break it down in Hebrew, whatnot. You understand, like, oh, okay, you're talking about that kind of we, okay, a whole different kind of we. It ain't like so. So you can understand the plural aspect of the Ahad, most time, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like so. There's that aspect, and I'll also take people to this one right here. This is one of my favorite ones. Is I actually show people. I don't know if we've ever gone through this before, But I actually show people like, so one of my biggest issues was because I came up heavily biblically based, and like my mother raised me heavily like in the Old Testament and whatnot. And I came into my father was definitely big in the New Testament. Is it one word or two word? I think. But yeah, there's a this is where I have a lot of fun with a lot of Muslims.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful right there.
Yeah, hold on.
Wow.
I'm about to have some real fun. Like, so
Wow.
I told people that I could not accept the Quran unless I could find the Old Testament name of the Most High in the Quran, right?
Wow.
And so I show this to Muslims all the time, and they actually flip out because it says, I'm going to say it in English, then I'm going to say it in Hebrew, and then I'm going to show people something. It says, he is the, or I'm going to say it in Arabic, then I'm showing them something. He is the ever living. There is no deity except him. So call upon him, sincere to him in religion. Praise is to Allah, Lord of the worlds. So it says here, Huwa el Hayu, la ilaha illa huwa. So if you understand the Shahada like that, most Muslims try to tell you like La ilaha illallah, right? This is literally a Shahada to one of the names of Allah, right? But this name is Huwa el Hayu. So el Hayu is it goes back to the same base as YHWH, right? And Haya, right? So Hayu and Haya are literally the same words, right? However, in this particular situation, I'm going to break down the word by word right quick because I want y'all to see this.
Let's do it.
Because it says, Huwa el Hayu, he the ever living. And so I want y'all to see this. This is literally YHWH backwards.
It is.
HWHW. And then it goes back to the same base meaning of what YHWH means, the ever living one, etc. Right? You know what I'm saying? So this is literally, not only is there the name in Arabic,
because Arabic, it goes from what?
Right to left.
Right to left. Wow, because you got the YHWH.
Yep.
Because there's no vowels.
Yep.
Wow.
And so not only do you have that, this is where I this is like a knockout blow for all my Muslim homies. I'm like, so okay, so as an Israelite, am I wrong for saying a shahada to this deity here? Do I gotta say Allah? Like, no, you gotta say Allah. I was like, why does the Quran give me a shahada to Huwa el Hayy?
It does. Wow. Whew. That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Like that. Yep.
Wow. That's good stuff. Wow. That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things like that in the Quran, right?
Yeah. Hey. Nah, I'll talk to you about that later. Never mind.
But yeah, like, so the Quran says that it's an Arabic confirmation of the Torah that came down to Moses, right? And it literally says that whenever a messenger was sent, that they were sent speaking the language of their own people. It's automatically understood that he was speaking the Yehuda language or the language of Israel or Hebrew, etc. Right? And so it says that it's an Arabic confirmation of the Hebrew Torah that came down to Moses and whatnot. So, like, I was trying to tell my Muslim homies, like, if I can't find the Hebrew name of the Most High, then bro, like, it's done. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And then, but like, so like, I would never leave it to my homies to show it to me. I'm like, if it's there, I'm like, Allah, if it's there, show me. You know what I'm saying? If it's not there, show me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna patiently work through this and give it every chance that I can, and not try to look for reason for it not to be true. I'm gonna give every chance for it to be true, that you can give me whatnot. And then if it exhausts itself, then I'm done with it, right? But then I not only found it there once, bro. I found it there 3-4 times. That same shahada to Huwa el Hayy.
Now
and equating Huwa el Hayy to Allah, right? And there's a verse in the Torah that says the same thing. It says, "Who is Yahweh save Elohah?" That says the same thing in Hebrew. Like, so the Hebrew form of Allah is Elohah or Eloh or Eloh. And so you see Moses using that name. You see David using that name. You see in Job, they almost exclusively use that name. They use the Aramaic form of that name in the book of Daniel.
Wow. So now I mean, if I was a Hebrew Israelite and I see that,
Mm-hmm.
that means it's the same. It's the same deity.
Facts. Facts.
So if I see that and I'm a Hebrew and I see that my deity has revealed his book, I have to believe in it. I can't go against it. Interesting. I like that.
Yeah,
Good stuff, good stuff.
I'm about to share my screen one more time
Go
because
ahead, do it.
just for the clarity for my family, it says that Psalms 18:31 for who
Go ahead.
is Eloah, and I'm going to show this in the word by word. Hold on, I gotta. Oh, you should probably be able to hear it still through my speaker. Even if tell me if you hear this or not.
Go ahead.
Strong's H433.
Yes, I hear it.
Eloah.
Okay, so it says for who is Eloah, save Yahweh. Or Yahweh or whatever you want to say, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes the direct equivalent, right? And when you get into it, right, when you do the work on it or whatnot, it's telling you right off the top. It's saying the Eloah is a prolonged emphatic of El, right? And then when you get into stuff, you can literally, like when you get into the study of it, it literally breaks down, like it literally shows you a law that it's the Hebrew equivalent of the Arabic Allah. Literally shows you that.
Beautiful. Good information.
And so you can see where for instance, in Deuteronomy 32, where Moses is using this name, right? Where he says, but Yesrun, which is like a name for Israel, waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Eloah, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Then in verse 17, it says, they sacrificed unto devils, not to Eloah, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
I like that. 32:17.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
This is one of the last instructions or last bits that Moses gives to Israel before he is told to go up on that mountain and go join his fathers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the name of Elohim. And he says, he's like, look, man, when you're not, like, it tells you right here who gets the sacrifice. They sacrificed unto devils, not to Elohim.
That's right.
And this is what grieved the Lord in this verse. Matter of fact, hold on, there's a verse that breaks it down. So let me say it right quick. It says they, like the verse in between 16 says, they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils and not to Elohim, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
That's right.
So I try to tell people that Elohim, the God, it literally just means, or Allah just means the God. It's a title,
Right.
but there's a divine name, right? And so that's what I try to tell my Muslim homies. Like, look, if y'all can't show me the divine name, it's a wrap. But then I showed them the divine name. They were like, whoa. And here's the cold part. When I showed them that, it increased their iman. It increased their faith. It increased their understanding.
That's good. That's a good thing. Wow.
It gave them more respect for the Torah. They're like, oh, what? And then I showed them along the Torah. They're like, oh, what? They're like, okay. They were like, wait a minute. I've been looking at this book the wrong way my whole life. I've been told to like disassociate that book with the Quran. I'm like, no, right. The Quran tells you to. It tells you to judge between them, right? It literally tells you, like, it tells you to say, like, if somebody talks to you about rejecting the Torah and the Quran tells you, okay, cool. Give me a scripture that's better than the both of them, and I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to give me something better than the both, it says. It keeps them together and whatnot, right?
Right. It's weird. We got like leaders on the Sunni side saying stay away from the Torah, is corrupt. Then we got people from the Hebrew side saying stay away from the Quran because it's corrupt. It's weird. They're trying to keep everybody from uniting.
Right. And so here's the cold part about that, bro. It's like, so when we go to, so for instance, you understand, like in the Quran, it talks about the prophet being mentioned as an unlettered prophet in the Torah, etc. Right?
Yes.
And so I try to tell people about this, I will share my screen one more time. Because this is talking about the only place you can find anything remote to this is in Isaiah 29, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I read it before. Go ahead.
So it says, "And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
Right.
And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord saith, For as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous.
Pause for a second. Pause. Go up for a second. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. Ooh.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right. I see why they say that now. Go ahead.
Man. Exactly. Now,
yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you get money. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, He made me not? Or shall the thing that framed, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, He had no understanding? Is it not yet a verily little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest? And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. So there's an unlearned person with the wisdom of our forefathers in a book, right? An unlearned person with the wisdom of our forefathers in a book, and it says at one point that we hear the words of that book. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. Like when I said, my homie said, yeah, when I read the Quran, I recognized I was an Israelite.
Right. We wake up. Right.
Isaiah 29:19. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among them shall.
Talk about that word meek.
Go ahead and break it down.
That's it. You talk about that word meek.
It ain't jumping out at me like it's jumping out at you, but we can. That's the word anav, H6035, and it means
humble. That's all. That's all I want to know. You ain't gonna do all that.
No, humble. I got you. There you go, right there.
Humble. Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to make it inference on that word.
No worries. The meek shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Therefore thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob, Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. But when he seeth his children, the work of mine hands in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name and sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall fear the Lord God of Israel. They also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmured shall learn doctrine.
That's beautiful.
So there is a book in the hands of an unlearned man that contains the knowledge and wisdom of Israel, that when you hear it and receive it again, when you will no longer err in spirit nor murmur at and learn doctrine. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Beautiful.
So literally, there's an aspect of it, like there's a big emphasis in the Quran about Israel coming to understanding of who Israel is and coming back to the covenant, because they're the only ones that can do it.
Right. And the whole world is waiting on us. That's why they probably were so mad at us.
So when I talk to Israelites, a lot of times I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of sealed books, or books and sealed books in the Torah that's talked about. What are those books? Where are they at? All them kind of things and whatnot. So when it's saying an unlearned person, where's this unlearned person at with the book? When did this happen? When is this going to transpire? Where is this in your eschatology at that? Where is this in your eschatology?
Right.
Because it's saying once we hear the words of this book, we're coming to understanding that we didn't have before. I.e.,
Right.
we're gonna understand our information like we didn't really get it before. Like it's gonna be in our hearts and our heads and all kind of stuff and whatnot.
Exactly. Right. And it's sealed. It's going to be open. It needs to be open at a certain time.
It literally says
Yeah.
that, right?
It's
It says
sealed.
that it says that it's khatam, right?
Right.
It literally says that. And this is where let me break something down for my people who hear this concept of that the prophet is the last and final messenger. This is something that I get into a lot of hot water with because I debate Muslims on this because it says in the Bible that it's going to be an Israelite, and it says the same thing.
Prophecy. What is your take on it?
Well, and so first of all, the understanding of that comes from Hadith in the sense that
Right.
that it
He's
says like,
he's the last prophet. I'm not going to say that. He's not the last messenger.
well, let me say it like this first and foremost. Okay, so I'm gonna show you like I show all the Muslims right quick. So when it talks about this book being sealed, right?
Right.
I'm gonna show you that it's a verb real quick. Come on, man. There you go. So this here is sealed. It's the verb form 2856. Okay. Now the verb form does mean to seal something or make an end of something, right?
Correct.
To stop it. However, this comes from a noun, or there's a noun form of this word, right? And a lot of people aren't familiar with the concept, and so the noun form means a signet. Let me get a better version of it. You know, I'll use the one here because this is actually the best version. So this is a good reason to understand how it's used. So the noun form, and this is the Hotham, okay, 2368, right? It's even pronounced different. Like one is Hatham or Hatham, one is Hotham, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one means to be a signet or a signature ring. Like
Right.
like like when David or when Joseph was given the signet ring of the Pharaoh, right? It was his sign of authority, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with this concept. Like it's a sign of authentication and whatnot. So for instance, in this story here in Genesis 38, this is when where you have like the Judah and Tamar concept, right? To where she so-called plays the harlot. And has him like give a sign of the sign of his ring and his signet or whatnot, right? Or in his staff or whatnot. And so it says, hold on. Oh, hold on. I go back one more because it's there in two spots. Yeah. So in 38:18, she asked for the signet and the bracelets to be like a bartering chip until she gets the animal that she asked for, right? Mm-hmm. But she's not going to get the animal. She's going to keep all that stuff just so she can't get punished for adultery and whatnot or anything like that. Because when she's found to be pregnant, Judah's trying to go take her out. Like, oh no, you got to go get dealt with.
Right.
And if you read the story, her husband dies, and she's waiting. She waited for Judah's younger son to get old enough to marry, so she could marry him and whatnot. But he didn't. Judah didn't marry her off. He let her stay a widow and whatnot. And so. Right. She was trying to keep the law and raise seed unto her husband and whatnot. So she went and laid with Judah and kind of tricked him into it. And then when he was about to take her out, she was like, "No, hold on." He's like, "So who's the father of the child? Who laid with you?" Whatnot? And she said, basically, when she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law saying, "By the man whose these are, am I with child?" And she said, "Discern, I pray thee, whose are these? The signet and the bracelets and the staff."
Right.
And so it literally says,
it's the same word for seal.
Oh, hold on, yeah, that's my screen's not sharing. Hold up, my fault, family. Technical difficulty. And so he literally says, or right afterwards, he acknowledged them. So it's showing that the sign or that the signet is used for authentication, right? In other spots, it talks about people being put on the right hand of the Most High as a signet ring and being plucked off as a signet ring, all them kind of things and whatnot. There's kings that are talked about being the signet of the Most High, all kind of stuff like that. So real quick, having said all that, because there's more I could say on it, but I don't want to make it too long. If I want to look at that verse in the Quran where it talks about the seal in Surah 33 ayat 40, again, it's wahatima. And it's the same word. Wa is and hatim is the seal or the signet, right? And it'll tell you there that it means seal. It doesn't mean final, right, or last or whatever, right? However, but it's telling you that it's a noun, not a verb. It's the noun form. Yeah, so the proper way to read it is that, because you just got the understanding from the Hebrew, right? Is that Muhammad is not the father of any one of your men. He is the messenger of Allah and the seal of the prophets, the signet of the prophets, the authentication of the prophets, and ever is the law of all things knowing.
He basically saying the same thing as he's confirming the prophets or authenticating.
Right.
Being kind of like strengthening them, making them even more believable or real.
So here's the thing to understand too, is like, so in Israelite eschatology and whatnot, let me go back to the Bible right quick. So Malachi 3 and 4, you got two different people coming. You have a messenger, right? Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, when you seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts, etc. Whatnot, right? And in this, you have him being a refiner. Let me read this whole thing right quick, because it's short. It says, but who may abide the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like a fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. And then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old and as in former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers and against the adulterers and against the false swearers and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right. And fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. He's dealing with all the people who don't fear him and who do all these crazy things, right? For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinances and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you. Just like it says in the Quran, return unto your covenant so he can return unto you. Fulfill your covenant so he can fulfill it with you.
That's right.
Saith the Lord of hosts. But ye said, wherein shall we return? Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Right. Real quick. So you Muslims who pay a 2% zakat, right, don't understand you're supposed to be paying 10% like your man Abraham was. I'll put that to the side anyway. Malachi 3:9, ye are cursed with the curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. And prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground. Neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance? Man, there's a lot of people saying that, well, why I got to keep the law, bro? Why I got to keep? No, man, Yahweh shall die for my sins. Why I got to keep the law? We'll get into that on a whole nother level on another day, but I'll keep reading. And that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts, and now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt God are even delivered. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written.
That's the Quran.
The dhikr, right? Hold on, just so people understand this, right?
Yeah, look that up. That's the Quran right there. It says Quran. It actually says it.
Well, it says Zikron. right? And so the Quran calls itself the dhikr, like a book of remembrance, but it also says that the remembrance was sent to the people before, right? So it's not just the Quran, but it includes the Quran. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, right? So my people are going to be like, oh, what they're trying to say this is about Muhammad. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm going to finish reading this right quick. There's 2 more verses. I'm going to go back to the top.
It's about the Quran. Go ahead.
Hold on real quick. They shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not. So now I'm not disputing that there's an aspect of the Quran dealing with that book of remembrance, right? However, what I'm saying is like, so when it talks about this messenger here, right? Behold, I will send my messenger. It uses a very particular term here. It says malach, right? And in the Quran, it specifies that it says it twice that Muhammad is not, I repeat, is not a malakun, that he is not a malak, right? So it's not saying that this messenger here is Muhammad. And
no. I do not think that messenger is Muhammad at all. No.
I'm trying to clear something for the Israelites and for the Muslims right quick. Like, so it said that when this messenger comes, that he is going to be a refiner and purifier of the Levites, etc. Right. And you're going to see the land delivered or whatnot. Right. So this cannot be Muhammad, because if this was Muhammad, we would already be in the land. We would already be sacrificing the Most High in the way that was pleasing to him. The Levites would already be purified, etc., whatnot, and all that. But that didn't happen 1,400 years ago.
No, that's not.
So he can't be the last and final messenger, because there's literally a messenger that's coming. You know what I'm saying? And in terms of being the last prophet, even, right? And this is why I say that it doesn't mean last; it means sealed, like authentication and whatnot, right? So even in terms of being the last prophet, it tells us in the next chapter, in Malachi 4, that we got Elijah coming. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Now, you know that word, the prophet, can that, this is my question. The word, the prophet, can that be used for a false prophet as well? Because,
Nabi?
Yeah, what is her name? What is it? Jezebel. Jezebel had prophets like under her, right? It could be used as a heathen prophet or a false prophet, right?
I don't see that.
Both situations. Say what?
I don't see it in the uses, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that could be, it could be used as a false prophet too, like a heathen prophet.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either or it's making the claim that like, so in order for the Quran to match up with the Tanakh, etc., whatnot, right? Like, because like, this is what I try to tell Muslims. Like, it gives that, like, why does it clearly tell you that Muhammad twice? It reiterates twice that he's not a Malakun, so you don't get him confused with that person in Malachi 3. You know what I'm saying? Because there's got to be someone that comes to redeem the Israelites. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So unless they get that person coming, then it's a wrap for everybody. We can't. How are we going to fulfill our covenant?
That's true.
I
love the chapter Malachi in the book of Malachi. I love that chapter. I love that book. I love it. Good stuff. Mr. Moore, good stuff, man.
Likewise. But yeah, that's I try to tell people. There's a lot to be learned from both books, and to be shared in both books from both sides and whatnot. And so it's not about taking away your Jesus. It's not about taking away your book. It's not about taking away your belief in the Most High. It's not about none of that. It's about getting proper understanding of all those things, and how to really work with all those things, etc., whatnot, and really understand. Like, so that the Quran says that it came down as a guidance and a mercy, and that the Torah came down for guidance beforehand and whatnot. The mercy is that it's literally a reminder of the first one. It says it's a confirmation all over the place, right? You know, God it wasn't a fluke, right? His law wasn't a fluke. He gives you a confirmation. He's like, no. I'm saying the same thing over here as I said over there.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, anything you want to add to it, brother man?
Oh yeah, we're gonna future wise, we're gonna get into that Malachi. We're gonna get into that. You know, it's gonna take a while tonight, but we're gonna unpack that. It's a lot of good stuff in the book of Malachi. A lot of good stuff.
I agree. I agree.
And you know that well, the Elijah in the book of Malachi, you know, the Christians say that it was John the Baptist, but it couldn't have been John the Baptist because it says that and that the messenger couldn't have been Esau 2,000 years ago, because after Esau left, his followers got murdered. And it says that when the Son of Righteousness arise, we're gonna like trample the enemy.
Yeah, the devourer would no longer be there. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Right. They didn't win. I mean, they didn't win.
Right.
The Romans took over the religion and changed it and turned it into monasticism. Yeah, monasticism. I think that's it. And turned it into Catholicism. And they didn't really like win like that. They got murdered. But when the book of Malachi is fulfilled, we're going to win. We're going to be on top.
Exactly. And so that right there. No, go ahead. My fault.
No, I just want to say it couldn't have been John the Baptist.
No, exactly. Or Jesus, like you said, Jesus of 2,000 years ago, because and this is exactly why even modern Jews reject the concept of Jesus, because they're like, look, man, we got this clear breakdown of what's supposed to be happening in our eschatology in the book, and that didn't happen. Like it did, like it didn't happen yet. So what you saying? So right. What I want all my New Testament brothers to understand is, like, even the Quran, like, he's the Messiah, and they even break down why he's the Messiah. That'll be a good whole nother episode at one point in time.
Oh yeah,
because that's one of my favorite concepts right there. It's to understand like how you would recognize the Messiah, etc. whatnot. But
what is a Messiah?
Break it down.
Well, I'm just gonna sum it up. You know, if you read in like Leviticus, to take away the sins of Israel through the sacrifices. And they were all called messiahs. All the Levites were called messiahs. Even Noah, when he did sacrifices for his sons, he was anointed to take away sin through the sacrifices of his sons, like the Day of Atonement and stuff like that. And Messiah is like a person that is worthy enough to do the sacrifices to take away Israel's sins. That's my take on it.
Oh, that's what's up.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Because Levites are called messiahs. That's what they're called.
No, facts.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you have to be a Levite, but like when Abraham did the sacrifices to take away sins of his family, he was a Messiah. He was anointed. He anointed himself, and Messiah takes away sins. And that's what the Levites did. They did at a certain time of the year, they did sacrifices to ease the anger of the Creator. The smoke. That smoke went up into the sky, and the Most High smelled the smoke. I know this sounds strange, okay? This is gonna sound crazy. It's similar to a cigarette, okay? When somebody get really, really mad, and then you give them some smoke, and then they calm down.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar. We did the sacrifices. The smoke went up, and then the Most High was less angry with us.
Right, and it's saying there in Malachi that there's going to be a messenger that comes to purify those who were supposed to be doing certain sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? So like the Levites haven't been purified and haven't been refined and whatnot yet. You know what I'm saying? So
they will be.
But see, that's what you're saying about someone who's an anointed one, right? Like that's literally like what they're like they're sent to purify them cats. Like you're talking about like clean them up and whatnot. So
yeah.
So we definitely know that has not happened in history yet. So
it will.
Right.
That's the next thing that's going to happen.
Right.
That's coming up next. Elijah comes first, and then that's going to come next.
That's what's up. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Man, shoot. There's a lot of stuff, man. But we'll be here all night, man.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're winding down and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Is anybody here? Like, anybody want to ask any questions?
There's a few people. You know what? Let me drop the link in the chat right quick and see if anybody want to jump on.
Yeah. Ask some questions, man.
So again, just real quick for the family, this is Showtime's platform, and so there is no swearing and no foul language on the platform. This is a family platform.
Yeah, man, you can't cuss me out.
Ah,
I'm protected. Can't cuss me out. Anybody want to come on, ask a question or anything? Maybe not.
I don't see anybody coming on, but we got a few people watching and whatnot. But yeah, man. So what kind of projects you got going on in the future and whatnot? What are you working on right now? If you want to talk about it.
We're working on children's books. We want to make all the prophets all the prophets that were of color. You know, we want to try to create children's books for the children to counter the brainwashing. No images of Muhammad. We're gonna be respectful. And no images of the Creator. That's a commandment. We want to turn Islamic of Israel into a non-profit organization, so we can actually go out and help people, feed people, go to Africa, feed people, orphans, and actually make the scriptures come alive. And if we do that, then we'll be blessed. The Most High recognizes. We got a holy month coming up. IHI does have a calendar, and we have a holy month coming up. And I'm gonna do a show about the calendar and stuff, explaining everything. And we got a Day of Atonement coming up. We got Feast of Tabernacle coming up, where we dwell in booths, or tents. So yeah, we do all that. We really do what it says to do, all of it.
Remember your covenant, though.
Next step. Nah, I ain't gonna get into that. Never mind.
Yeah, no worries. So inevitably, there's gonna be some family watching this that's gonna take issue with what's being said here. Like, oh man, we don't need the Quran. We don't need none of that type of stuff. We don't need that Arab religion, all that type of things there. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at least a few comments in the chat about people trying to get at you or people wanting to entertain a dialogue about this concept. So, are you willing to come through and dialogue with them or no?
Yes, I mean, they're not here now. I'm waiting for them now.
So yeah,
I'm not. No. I'm coming. I'm coming like for unity. I'm coming unity. But yeah, we could dialogue. They could, I thought we were gonna be here tonight. So whenever, just call me, man. Cause you just heard what I just said. I said we keep the Feast of Tabernacle, Day of Atonement, dwelling in booths. Wow, that sounds like Torah, right? Sounds like Israelite. I'm not against the law.
So the brother said he want that holy smoke if he want. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you trying to start something?
He said he want that holy smoke, not that regular smoke. That holy smoke.
You trying to start something, man? No, I mean, I wish we all can, agree, but the Most High didn't make it like that. So,
right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. But you have to understand. Do not come. You got to come at me. You got to go to the website, read the website. You don't come at me as a Sunni. I'm not a Sunni. If you come at me talking about you worship a stone, no, that's not in. All I'm gonna say is that's not in the Quran. You got to come at me with what I believe, and it would be impossible. You can't do it because most of the stuff the Hebrews believe, we believe the same thing. It's just I accept the Quran and interpret it in a different way that you need to check out. I mean, when I say you, I'm talking about Hebrews. They need to check it out. You'll be surprised. You might be happy.
Yeah, let me get a website a shout out right quick.
So what do you have in there? You got a website or just a Facebook? Oh yeah, that's it right there. That's it. I gotta do some updating, so be careful. Don't go to certain things.
I know that.
I gotta do some updating, y'all. But we're gonna revamp the website. We're gonna revamp it. We're gonna what I'm gonna put on it. Yeah, but we're gonna make it like a lot more professional. We're gonna revamp it. But it's good for right now. And more,
What's up? That's what's up.
you know, it's gonna be
So
good.
with that family, nobody's trying to jump on. So I'll put the invitation out there one more time. If you want to jump on and have a couple words with your brother and whatnot, or with me, we can definitely entertain that. Definitely get some conversation in. There's a few people watching live,
Yeah,
but if not, go ahead.
I'm saying it'll be a beautiful thing if we can actually come together as a people, united. It would just be, whew, if we keep this law together, man. And the Hebrews, they come give us that fire, cause I love that fire that they have, and we come
Mm.
and give y'all our etiquette, okay? We give
Hot.
y'all our etiquette, and it'll blend in. And be beautiful. Our people will love it.
I know that's right.
All right.
Hopefully, this will be the beginning of a few different dialogues and conversations and whatnot. And this just might be the rise of the Islamic Israelites family.
Oh, it's good. Yeah. This is, it won't be the last you hear of IHOI.
I know
You
that's
hear
right.
the thing. We
So
ain't even
with
got started. We ain't got started yet. No, we ain't even got started yet.
that, got
Seriously,
work
we
to
ain't got
do.
started.
Got work to do. So with that family, I don't see anybody jumping on, so we're about to close out. Anything you want to say in closing, brother man?
Not really, man. Just I hope everybody stays safe. And salam alaikum. Peace.
Wa alaikum salam, family. Y'all have a good one. We will part this one on a tune, and I hope y'all have a good night, family.
All right.
Peace.